Hello and welcome back to the channel. Back today with a new rebuild, and of course this time we're going over to Germany to look at Hamburg. So Hamburg themselves have been relegated now for quite a few years now to the Bundesliga 2, former Champions League winners of course, going back some time now. And we're looking today to bring them back to the top flight of the Bundesliga and start challenging towards European honours hopefully in the near future. Let's dive in. So then Hamburg, I mentioned just a few moments ago, they are former Champions League winners back in 1983. They've won 6 Bundesliga titles, a Cup Winners' Cup back in 1977, 3 Pokals, and then for the last few seasons, you can see just above my head here, they have been down in the Bundesliga 2, finishing 4th, and 3rd in recent signings, and it's just not really happening for them. The last few seasons, it hasn't really been working out for them. So we're here today to rebuild Hamburg and get them to being 1, back as a Bundesliga club, and 2, aiming to get European football within just 5 seasons. So, of course, the likes of Heung-min Son, Rafa van der Vaart, Jerome Boateng, the more recent famous players that have played of Hamburg. But, of course, there's the likes as well then of big Kevin Keegan, who's also played there as well. So, some really good players across the years have been at Hamburg. But in more recent seasons, it's not really working out for them. They have Vincent Kompany there and many, many more. But, again, they've been right down in the Bundesliga 2 now for a few years. So, now we're looking to turn that around for Hamburg. I'm looking at the team on screen right now. The main player right now is actually a lonely player, Dennis Handzindrich. I think I pronounced that completely awful. On loan from Rostov right now. So again, not massive in terms of the European giants right now, but I mean, he's a very good defender. You look at him, sort of thing, maybe build a team around him. Is there an option to buy him at the end of the season? There isn't. So again, we only have him for the 1 year, so we don't put too much faith in the 24-year-old defender. Bakery Jatta there. A pretty good winger, but again, not Bundesliga quality. And you look down the list here, there's no one really that sticks out. I mean, Robert Glasel can be a pretty decent striker within the game, 29 years of age. Doesn't really have the legs, but 6'4", good finishing, good heading at 17, jump reach 17. If you aim for that sort of player, try and get him firing, he could be the one. But in this formation, I don't think we're playing with a target forward. Because for this Hamburg team, we're going to be using the Mertens perfect 4-3-3 that we released just last week. We go in now and put our best 11 in the team. Get an idea, because Glasel does stay there as an advanced forward, but he's not the fastest, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on that first season with him in the team. But some very good players here, not the best, but I think give it a season or 2, if we can get promoted, we can really improve this team and get them challenging back again towards European football. So we've met the team, we've seen what Hamburg are about in their first season. Let's see like nice first season and see how they get on. Of course, no transfers, what we've done in that first season. Let's see how we can do just with the tactic alone, the players that are already there for Hamburg, and see if we can get them promoted in the first season. And we're back. Season number 1 is done. And just with the tactic alone, the players are already at Hamburg. We've managed to get Hamburg promoted at the first time of asking. They came in straight away with not a bad finish at all, really, here in the Bundesliga. I'm very happy with how they came out here. If we go actually to the full league table, you can see that on screen. Hamburg came second in, getting that promotion position. You can see their 34 games, winning 22. The same amount of games as Schalke actually did win the league, but losing too many games, losing 7 games, so we couldn't actually win the league title. Only 3 points behind Schalke, though, so we got almost won the Bundesliga 2 with the first time of asking. But man, straight away, 68 goals, scoring more goals than Schalke. We conceded a lot more goals than them, but I mean, defensively, we're quite poor already. But we always take Schalke promoted in the first season back to the Bundesliga. In terms of actual budget to work with, we got 8 million going into the Bundesliga to try and improve this team and see what we can do with this team. But I mean, straight away, the tactics seems to be working well with these players. I mean, put the 4-11 in now, we should get some pretty lines showing up straight away. On this right-hand side majority, and not so much on the left-hand side, but I don't know how many of these players have been playing in terms of on that left-hand side this season. I mean, Moraine, Kaj played 31 appearances. Jatta 12 times, so again, he's not really been a starter for us. Someone mentioned earlier, Bakery Jatta was one of the main players. But again, a lot of unhappy people right here and right now. So some changes should be made over the summer month now, and then we'll come back for the start of season number 2. So we're back. Season number 2 is about to kick off now. We're about a few days out from the first game of the season, and there's been a few bits of business happening. Not much in terms of sales, really, but a few transfers here. Jonas David, Maximilian Edredge went out. Hell went out. Andreas Nemeth went out on loan for the season. We sold Hendrik Jackson for 130k, so no big players really. He wouldn't have been in our first team plan realistically for this season, but the players coming in, we we haven't done too badly indeed. Bertrand Traoré first came from Aston Villa on a free transfer. Not a bad bit of business, really. Been at Villa for a few seasons now. Played that last season quite a lot as well, 28 appearances in that final season before being released on a free transfer. So he comes in now to Hamburg. Not bad really in terms of actual money. He's getting paid 44 grand a week. So it's a lot of money going into the Bundesliga paying this guy, but I'm hopeful he'll be enough about him to hopefully help contribute some goals and do the work out wide for us. Asmir Begovic came from QPR on a free transfer, of course. Former Chelsea, Bournemouth, AC Milan, Stoke goalkeeper. He's been everywhere. He now comes over to Germany on a free transfer, playing 42 appearances last season in the Championship for QPR as well. So 12 clean sheets, it's not bad. So he comes in now as our first team keeper now here at the club at Hamburg. Ismaila Sarr also on a free transfer, of course. It's been a great player through about a lot of saves this year. I mean, for me personally, we've been a few rebuilds this year already. Free transfer coming over to Hamburg, a great acquisition. 59 grand a week, so on a lot of money now, a lot of money here until 2027. He's here for a couple of years here, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get him and Traoré on those wings, really exploiting those wings and getting a few goals for us in the coming season. And then we went and got Van den Bremp from Salzburg for 11 million, so the big one. Spent a lot of money on this right back, 22 years of age. He does exactly what I look for. With this formation, we play a wing back support system. You can see straight away 14s, 12s, 16s, a lot of room to improve. So 22 years of age, potential 4.5 star ability player. So I'm hoping Van den Bremp can do the business for us in a right back. And then the last one was Shkodran Mustafi, came in for 1.2 million from Borussia Dortmund, of course. Arsenal, Schalke, who got transfer, of course, this recent window, went up as well. Levante for a free season as well, went to Dortmund last season for a whole 4 games, it seems, and it wasn't there very long. Played 4 matches and now comes into Hamburg for 1.2 million. We're hopeful. Who had a bit of stability at the back. He's 32 now, but he's still some really good physicals, good mental attributes as well. So there's a lot of likes about Mustafi. Hopefully, he can help us lead that defence and get us to the field and hopefully make sure we don't get relegated in our first stint back in the Bundesliga. Let's go find out how we got on in season number 2. So season number 2 has been quite an interesting one. I was worried we might get relegated this season. We did much better than that. We actually reached 8th in our first season in the Bundesliga using the MFM perfect 4-3-3. We've done absolute wonders here. I was very surprised. I thought we might be around this sort of area here, 14th, 15th, our first season up there. And we've managed to survive straight away. I mean, Schalke came 4th as well. So 2 clubs who got promoted from the Bundesliga 2 have absolutely been astonishing this season, finishing both 4th and 8th. You can see now Hamburg in total, 34 games, winning 14, drawing 7, losing 13. But we did score 47 throughout that season. It's not bad, really. More goals than Gladbach and Cologne, who are ahead of us. You can see 42 goals for goal difference and 49 points. That's not too bad of a season, really. I mean, in terms of results, any big standout ones that might catch the eye straight away. I mean, we lost to Leipzig there. We'd actually beat Schalke, though, which is quite nice as well. Bayern, we lost 5-2, and then we lost 4-0. So we're a long way off the pace of Bayern Munich right now. But, I mean, we're beating the teams below us, like Darmstadt. I mean, we actually beat Leipzig here 2-0, actually. Traoré and Sarr both getting on the score sheet to the wingers we mentioned. But them boys getting some goals this season. There's them the business. Robert Glasgow here against Union Berlin, bagged 4 in that one. So we're finding goals. There's no one in terms of the top scoring charts actually around there for us. The top one is Glasgow in 5th position, which isn't bad, 16 goals. We become 8th in the league. I'm quite happy with that. He's doing really well, considering we weren't sure how he plays in advanced forward, not being as fast as most advanced forward. I mean, he's got pace of 13. Stallamer's pretty good with a high work rate, so he can make those runs. But I mean, look at him as an advanced forward. The dribbling's quite poor. He's not as fast as most strikers, but he's bagging goals, 16 goals in 26 appearances. Is not a bad return for a 31-year-old striker. So going into season number 3, we'll have 19 million to spend going into this new season. Let's see how we get on with this transfer window as we go ahead to season number 3. And we're back. It's August 9th, ahead of the new season starting now for Hamburg Royals. We managed to keep promoted last season, finishing 8th in the league. No European football, so we're just a bit shy of the European football slots. But we looked strong last season, getting that high position, not getting relegated straight away, finishing a lot higher than I thought we would. We had almost 20 million to spend. We've still got a little bit left over right now. But in terms of transfers in, we haven't done bad. We're trying to get a last minute low move in here at the moment for Nani Madueke, but I don't think we have to afford his wages right now. We're a bit shy of that, sadly. But in terms of the business we've actually done, in terms of the end of last season, nothing else added, no one else went out, and then we started fresh at the start of the new window. Hadji Wright came in, Aston bought for a free transfer as the first one. Great striker, can play out wide as well. 27-year-old American striker, now 20 caps for America as well. So he looks pretty well rounded, really, coming into this division as well. He's been around with Schalke previously as well, so he has been in Germany previously, Denmark, Turkey. So he's been around Europe now for a couple of seasons. Looks a very good striker indeed. He came on a free transfer course. Tommy Doyle came in next on a free transfer from Manchester City, making the switch over to the Bundesliga. Of course, he was on loan at Hamburg back a couple of seasons ago, 21-22, before this save started. Been at Cardiff, Genoa. Back to Man City last season, didn't have no appearances, and now makes the free transfer switch over to Hamburg. Alex Scott's someone we've used quite a lot in rebuilds this year. I think everyone has this year. He's really, really good. And on a free transfer, you can't complain. Bristol couldn't renew his contract. He played every game last season in the Championship for him as well. Comes in now, free transfer. I mean, 26 grand. It's an absolute bargain, really, for him. There is a minimum release clause for Champions League clubs at 39 million, but I mean, we will take 39 million all day long. Ollie Watkins comes in from Aston Villa, also on a free transfer. You see a lot of free transfers happening so far in this save. We mentioned a lot of money. Still going to wages for free transfers. Ollie Watkins was available though from Aston Villa. Gone back to Aston Villa for another season. First Truro last season. Now we've gone back for Ollie Watkins. He got 14 goals in the Prem last season. So a very good strike, and it adds to that depth now. We've mentioned Hadji coming in as well. We've seen Glazeldin doing well up front so far for us. Toure out wide as well. Ismail Assar. So a lot of good attacking players now in this team to try and get us a lot of goals this season. Ryan Giles came on a free transfer then from Wolverhampton Wanderers. A good backup winger, you know, be a starter for us. I mean, 3-star ability, 25 years of age. Didn't ever really play for Wolves. You see, he went on loan quite a lot throughout his career so far. Never any appearances really at Wolverhampton. So he had one appearance back in 22-23, and then he's been sat there doing nothing, stagnating for a while. So a free transfer, 25 grand. It's a lot of money to pay for him, but I thought it's a good backup player to come in. He can cover a lot of areas. He can play third back if we really, really need him to as well. Danny Ward comes on a free transfer from Leicester. Of course, people blame Danny Ward partially for Leicester's relegation last season. He wasn't good enough. He couldn't match Schmeichel's ability. But coming in now as a backup for Begovic, he's an absolute banger. I reckon, like, possibly a long-term replacement for Begovic right now. He's 32 years of age. He does look very good in game. It's just in real life doesn't really match the attributes you do see in game. The first touch is lacking from playing at the back, which could be a problem for us. But we'll see how he gets on as we have signed someone else, and we'll get onto him in just a moment. Omri Glandale came in a free transfer then as well. Good centre-back, pretty solid, 6'2", good jumping reach, good heading. Tackling, marking could be a bit better, passing could be a little bit better, but I mean, he can play CDM and CM, so we'll see if we fit him in the team most likely. And then, yeah, we bought another keeper. We bought Mendy back from Saudi Arabia, back to Europe, of course, formerly of Chelsea, made the big switch over to Chelsea from Rennes not long ago, 16 million. Went over to Saudi Arabia, and then we've bought him back to Europe now for 11.25 million. Meaning we have Begovic, Ward and Mendy. We've got three really good goalkeepers now. Mendy, of course, being the best of the lot. So it'll be interesting to see going forward. We're going to start with Mendy most likely. Ward as the backup and probably go from there. But yeah, it's been interesting. It has been interesting. So yeah, three good keepers being at the club now. We have also let some players go. Jean-Luc Dompe went for 2.3 million. He's good, but we've got better options there now. So before cash in, make that money. So Holan went to Darmstadt for 700k. Again, he's got potential, 24 years of age, didn't get much better now, but again, he was very much a rotational player, didn't really play much for us. And Fernandez went for 1.3 million. It's another one of our goalkeepers. We had too many keepers, get some out the door straight away. But yeah, team's looking good. If we put our best 11 in now, it could actually be this best 11 that's already on screen right now. Oh, there's the ones that's changed them two around. But yeah, you can see now Mendy in goal, of course, Van den Bremt, Scholl, Velasquez and Giles playing left back. That's the 1 weak area I'm really worried about right now. I mean, in terms of other options there, we could put Mine back in there, but Giles is slightly better. So we'll see how we go throughout the season. Doyle playing in a CDM role. He can do it. He's good enough. A good tackling, good passing, good mark. He's all right to play there. He's more an advanced player, but he'll sit there nicely. Reece comes in there as well. Very good CDM, 25 years of age now, Slovakian international. We'll see how he gets on this season. There, Alex Scott, Sarr, Traore, and Ollie Watkins leading the lines. You're probably thinking, you're dropping your main striker. Yeah, maybe. Ollie Watkins can play out wide here, possibly. We could always do that. And then put Glazel in there. Hadji, of course, just joined the club. He could probably play there as well. Someone might leave out, though, it's free. It most likely will be Robert Glazel, of course. He's had a very good season, but doesn't really have the legs for this formation. So we'll see how we get on the coming season. But that's the team. That's how we're looking now ahead of this new season. We're going to kickstart season number 3 right now. And we're back. Season number 3 is done and buried. We've actually done pretty darn good this season, coming in 7th in the Bundesliga. We managed to get European football in our 3rd season, getting Europa League football. It's not bad, really. You can see overall. We actually won the Pokal. Probably just not a little bit more importantly first, really. We beat Wolfsburg in the final 2-0. Goals from Hadji Wright and Vasovic on the 91st penalty locked it in for us and see us win our first bit of silverware of the side with Hamburg winning the Pokal. Of course, you can see actually on a couple of information here. Pokals 4. We got another one added on there from 2025. But yeah, league form, 7th in the league. Pretty solid position, I have to say. Of course, we can mention now European football now through winning the Pokal, but we do come 7th just outside the main European top 6 slots in Germany. It's been interesting as well so far, and they say, you can see above my head up here. Leipzig won it in 22-23. I don't know what I'm saying both there. I think it's to do with the database we've used there, but they won it on season. And of course, 23-24 is won by Borussia Dortmund, where Leipzig now have won it again now in the year 24-25 season. So, Bayern are in the mud, it seems. Bayern are in the mud. It could be quite interesting to see how they get on in the future. Another really interesting stat as well, above my head here, and assists as well. Asprilla of Watford in real life, Saha of Watford in real life, both come from the Bundesliga and both the top 2 assisters in the division. Interesting to see there. But yeah, regular season overall, in terms of the striking position we mentioned last time out, who's going to be our main guy striking? Hadji Wright actually saw the headlines mainly. We thought Ollie Watkins was going to be there, and I mean, got 13 goals, pretty good, but Hadji Wright playing 30 games, 22 goals for him, not bad at all. And then you probably wouldn't do, where's Robert? He didn't really play, honestly. He didn't suit the formation for me. He's a good striker, don't get me wrong, but 1 goal, 1 assist, 8 starts, 17 from the bench. He was a good backup player, possibly someone we do move on now in the summer months. Of course, going into season number 4, we have 41 million to spend now for Hamburg. European football locked in. Let's find out what happens in season 4, number 4, transfer window. So we're back, season number 4, at the start of season number 4. Now we came back a little bit earlier than the other ones because we do have the DFL Super Cup in the Pokal, of course. We won the Pokal, Leipzig won the league, head of champions, head to head. Let's see how we get on. I mean, you see in pre-season, we would have beat Chelsea 4-1. So we're looking good, but we're looking strong already going into pre-season, going into our first lot of games. But potential spoilers there on the screen about who we have signed. So let's have a quick look at who we have actually bought in. Let's go back to last season first. Anyone that actually went missing. Everyone's the same there, basically. Nothing really changed there. Van den Brink actually left over PSG. Should have mentioned that. He went in January. So we bought him in. Didn't have long here. He went to PSG, and then they've sold him straight away for 16 million. So, I mean, he didn't last very long, did he? He had 2 seasons. He had, like, so you can see a little bit of a stint here. He had the loan spell. Another season here. Played through 24-25 last season here. And then in the space of seconds, PSG bought him. Atletico have actually bought him straight off him already. So he didn't last very long, really, at PSG. He was there for literally, he played 6 matches, and he was gone. He went in January, played 6 matches. In the summer, moved to Atletico straight away. So he moves on very, very quickly indeed. But yeah, we're actually to PSG ourselves. We'll get to those in just a moment. Sales, 2 releases. Ludovic Reis, started to see them last season. It's been good, but we got someone better in now. And Lazio Benez went on a free transfer to Genoa. Good player, but again, we've gotten better ones in here. And we'll start off first with Fabinho from Liverpool. Of course, in real life, he's made the switch over to Saudi Arabia. In this database, he hadn't already made the switch. So Liverpool let him go at the end of the 25-26 season. Free transfer, we bring him in. He's getting 76 grand a week. He's still pretty good, to be fair. 32 years of age, still looks absolutely solid. So in that CDM role, Fabinho comes in, and joining him will be Marco Verratti at 33 years of age. So a bit of an older CDM pairing, 32 and 33. Rob, of course, established Italian international, smashed it at PSG. Pascal went to PSG, had a long time at PSG before being released on a free transfer to us. 52 grand a week now. Verratti comes in to join Fabinho in that midfield. Ahead of them, though, a new backup striker, flash winger comes in, Divock Origi. He's the master of the bench, it seems like, at this point. He goes everywhere, sits on the bench. Another free transfer, left Milan. Not a bad bit of business, really. 48 grand a week. He's a good backup striker. He might potentially start, who knows, on the wing, but we'll see what happens in the coming weeks of the season. Christoph Hayden came in from Sturm for 2.9 million. It's a new gen right back. He's not bad. We lost Van den Brink, of course, a while ago. We thought he can come in for the next 2 seasons. We'll see how he develops. He looks pretty solid, though. I mean, good physicals, really good mentals as well. So we'll see how this guy develops here. Nico Mantel came in from Salzburg for 9.75 million. Another keeper. You're probably thinking, why does he need all these keepers? We'll get into why in a few moments' time. And then Aaron Wan-Bissaka came on loan for the season. 15 million loan fee for Wan-Bissaka. But the new gentleman bought in looks good, but I feel like Wan-Bissaka can be his mentor, really train him up and help him become a long-term player at the club. Not a bad deal. We can actually buy him at the end of this loan deal as well. So an optional future fee. So yeah, we'll see what happens if we do go for him in the end, but I think he's available for pretty much next to nothing anyway. So we'll see how it happens at the end of this season. Actually, that contract as well, so that's probably why he's got next to nothing. So probably a free transfer going into the next season. We get Wan-Bissaka in. But yeah, good squad. It's looking good. It's coming up strong. It's looked good in pre-season. We're actually going to out from now. We can pick our best 11 according to our assistants. Watkins, Scott out wide. Doyle get further up now with Verratti and Fabinho in there. Oh, that's nice. Sarr, Watkins, I mentioned already. Mendy still in goal. You're probably thinking, okay, you bought him Mantle. Why? Daniel Ward wants to leave. He's not happy. He's down as a star player, and he's not playing. He's not very good. I'd rather just get rid of him. He didn't play last season. We bought him as a star player, thinking he'd be our starting keeper, and obviously Mendy came available. We got Mendy, and other things have happened. Mantle came available. We've got Mantle coming in now. He's down as an important player, so we're rotating him and Mendy quite a lot this season. And yeah, Ward needs to go, so he'll be going at some point. Hopefully we can get him sold before the window shuts in a month's time, but he's not in our plans right now. This is our plan right now. Joe's actually done all right in left back. I was quite surprised. I didn't think he was great there. He's still, for what I look for in a wing back support sort of thing, we actually put him in the wing back support position here. You can actually get a better look at what I'm looking at here. The crossing ability, the dribbling ability, the acceleration. He can get the ball, he can just run. He can run and he can cross balls in. I mean, passing of 12, vision of 11, possibly improvement needed there maybe for next season, but so far, he's been pretty solid, to be fair. He's been pretty darn solid. We do have other options you can play there, sort of thing. I mean, Ambroise, who can play in our defence right now. He's capable of playing there, but I mean, I think I'd rather stick with Giles there for now. But potentially we're trying to get an replacement coming in the coming weeks before that window shuts for him. So let's simulate then. Season number 4. First one in Europa League, of course. Let's find out how we get on in European competition and, of course, in the Bundesliga. So season number 4 is wrapped up, and we had a bit of a, I wouldn't say it's a bad season. We've come 9th in the league, so we're still outside the top 6 echelon just yet in the Bundesliga, but still, like, we're nowhere near relegation. That's the main thing. I wanted to get to like a European type level, and we did okay. We got knocked out by Inter Milan in the round of 16 in the Europa League, so we didn't do too badly, really. You can see now, if we go into the league phase here, we got to the 22nd in the league in the end, so it wasn't a great showing. We played 8 games, of course, winning 3, drawing 2, losing 3, losing the Inter in that as well. Typically, but we actually beat, though, Atalanta, Ludogorets, so there's not some bad teams to beat there, really. So yeah, league phase went well. We got round to the round of 16. You can see now, we've gone Inter, knocked out. We got absolutely battered by Inter in the end. They're just a much better team. Beto's there. He's a really good striker this year as well. Kalhangalu's still there. Alex got 1 goal for us, but it wasn't enough. And we got knocked out of the Europa League at the round of 16. So I'm not too mad about that, realistically. The Pokal, I'm a bit more mad about, though, because we lost to Freiburg, and we shouldn't be losing to Freiburg, realistically. We're a better team. We lost to Freiburg early on in the second round, of course. That game against Leipzig. Not one to talk about very often. We lost 3-0 to Leipzig in that one. Dani Olmo, Almada, and Axel Tuanzebe, of course, formerly of Manchester United, on the score sheet for Leipzig. So, an interesting season. We come back now with 20 million to spend going to our final season. Ideally, for our final season, I want to get the top 7. Top 7, top 8 again, really. That really means we're established back in the Bundesliga. We've had 4 seasons in the top 8 every season. We're quite established by that point, so let's find out what happens. Season number 5, I mentioned already, 20 million to spend. Let's do some business. And we're back. Season number 5. We've actually played our first league game, so I want to get some transfers and some bits over the line before we actually went through what's happened here today, because we've actually been through quite a lot of transfers. So we'll go through those in just a moment. So I played 1 game already. And then we're drawn against Wolfsburg. Not great, but we're away from home. So we'll take a point early on. We've got to get in bed a lot of new players. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's dive in. I mean, that's the deal. We're trying to get out the door. We're going to say yes to them. He can go out. It's fine. It's not a problem. Christoph Hayden needs the low move. He's not doing great for so far. We'll get him out the door now. So yeah, transfers. We've been busy. Let's go back first to the end of last season. Nothing really changed, of course. We mentioned about Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka now has joined us now for 21 million. We ended up paying for him. He wasn't going out of contract in the end. They renewed it. We went and cashed in 21 million on Wan-Bissaka. He was solid for us, to be fair. He was really good for us. So again, 32 appearances, good average rating, looked solid. We needed some better right back and do a left back option. So Wan-Bissaka has joined a permanent deal. But before we go into the rest of these, I'm going to go into this one first. Nico Mantle left already. We've seen that thing with this save. It seems the keepers just aren't happy. Like, they come in, they want first team football. Mendy's just too good. So we made profit, though, luckily. He went over, as you can see here now, to Al Hilal. 11 million, paid 9.75. So we made a bit of profit on the kid as well. So not too bad. Nico Mantle, off you ship. Let's go back to it then. So Manchester United. Anthony Martial was available on a free transfer, of course. Not really played. 24-25, 2 appearances. 25-26, 0 appearances. Free transfer, bang, in he comes. 26 grand a week seems an absolute bargain for Anthony now. I mean, he is 31 by this point, but he's still got legs, he can still run, he can still do quite a lot. So in comes Anthony Martial. Robert Papata came in from Freiburg for 6.75 million as our new backup goalkeeper. Of course, we've lost the other ones now, just got Mendy left, so Papa comes in now to make his debut here in Germany. I mean, say that, he's at Freiburg for a few years, but he's had a good team anyway. I mean, last season he conceded 60 goals, 7 clean sheets, so hopefully has the best stint here if he gets in the team, of course. Portugal came in from Leipzig, of course. He's at Bayern Munich at the start of the game. Leipzig bought him on a free transfer, and then we've loaned him in now for 1.3 million for the year. Pretty good deal. I think he can definitely develop at this team, and hopefully maybe someone to take on the future. 7 million, maybe it's a bit too much for him possibly right now, but we'll see how he goes this season. We'll see how he goes this season. Angelo came in on loan from Chelsea, of course. Angelo starts the game over at Santos. Chelsea bought him. And then he had a bit of a stint there. I mean, he bought him in real life, hasn't he, Angelo? He has to him in real life and then go from there now. Loan moved to Berlin. Did okay in Germany, so there's a good start in there. And last season, made 21 games for Chelsea, 6 goals, 3 assists. Available for loan, 1.2 million loan fee. Get him through the door. Looks very, very good now at 22 years of age. So he'll add a lot of good depth on that wing positions, possibly starting for us. Aster Van Fletch came in on loan from Wolfsburg, just under $1 million loan fee. I thought in a CDM role, he can definitely cover a lot of positions there for us. Of course, Fabinho is getting no younger. Verratti is getting no younger. So he comes in to add depth in that position for us. We then bought in Samed Basdal on loan from Manchester City. Good winger, can play the cam role as well. If we had a cam role, he'd be playing there pretty well. Good striking position. So a good player. I think probably be a striker for us this season, most likely. Maybe even be our starting striker. Came from Partizan for 3.8 million to Man City, and then he come on loan to us for this season. We then went to Liverpool for this one. Stefan Bradaric came in, of course. He can play centre back, he can play CDM, he can play midfield, 6'1". I don't know where we're going to play him yet. Most likely going to be CDM backup, but he could also jump in centre back if we really need him to. But he's pretty versatile. We can definitely use him on loan. Why not? There's been a lot of loans you can see here. And the final one, Mohamed Damabe, came in literally today, 19th of August. He came in as our last transfer from Bayern Munich on loan for the season. Adds some depth out wide. Can't play up front if we really need him to, but he can't really finish. So out wide for us. Not a bad player, of course. Ajax, Copenhagen. Went to Bayern Munich for 28 million. Loaned him out. It did really do much at Wolfsburg, so I'm hoping he can do a little bit better for us this season, but he looks pretty darn good. And going to our final season, the team does look like this now. Not much of a really change there. Demare's going to start on the left-hand side here. Giles still playing left back. That could be the only concern really for us, but there's a few injuries going into the start of this season. One Plaka out for 2 weeks. Fabinho is out for 3 months. Tommy Doyle out for 2 months. So a few injuries because all these loan moves that have came in should definitely help us. So let's find out then. Final season at Hamburg. Ideally, I've said I want to get top 8 this season. I would love top 6, but ideally top 8. So let's find out. Final season with our boys here at Hamburg. Let's go. And we're back. Season number 5 in the bag with Hamburg. Have we established them now as a Bundesliga side? We definitely have. Became 5th in the league. I wanted top 6, and I thought an outside chance. We might aim for top 8 only, but I said ideally we wanted top 6, and we have done that, getting 5th and qualifying again for the Europa League. You can see now 34 games. We won 16, drawing 8, losing 10 all season, scoring 66 goals. We scored more goals than Leverkusen, who won the league, Leipzig, who are above us as well, and Bayern as well, 55 goals this season. They've had a stinker at finishing 4th in the league as well. Interestingly, actually, to say, with the Bundesliga, it's been a mixed bag. Bayern, of course, first season. Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig, and then Bayern. And, of course, this one, Bayer Leverkusen, now finishing things off. Of course, Victor Rocker getting 22 goals for him. Interestingly enough, my backup striker right now, my German save on Twitch, of course, you can follow on Twitch, where I'm doing a Borussia Mönchengladbach save. We're in our 4th season right now. We haven't won the league yet. So, looking at this, it could really be doable. Maybe switch this tactic possibly. I mean, it's done bits so far in this save, so maybe that might be an idea for me over on Twitch. But yeah, very good season again in terms of competitions, of course. Pokal, we got knocked out by Schalke. The team that we went up with in that first season knocked us out in the 3rd round of the Pokal. No European competition this year, of course, but next year we were back in it. Ollie Watkins and Samed Bazaar have been our main guys that we can actually go to the team view here. Better look. Ollie Watkins, he's leading on a free transfer now, going to Schalke, oddly enough, as well. But yeah, 16 goals this season, 10 assists, a very good season for him. Samed Bazaar, we mentioned, came on loan from Manchester City, 14 goals, 4 assists for him. Angelo, that loan, and it's all the loanies that are doing absolute bits here, it does seem as well. Especially like Portugal from centre back, getting 5 goals and set pieces as well. You love to see, yeah. a lot of business done, a very good season. I'm quite happy we managed to get fifth as well, back in European football. We've looked solid, we've gradually built up as well, sort of thing. I mean, we haven't done too badly if we go in terms of actual club information. We go on the history here, the overview. We started off here. We started off right down here, of course, in the Bundesliga too. First season, bang, 8th, 7th, 9th, and then of course since then we have been up into 5th this season. So a very, very good save we've done here with Hamburg. I'm really happy with this rebuild. We've done what we wanted. European football locked in 2 seasons out of 5 when we start in the Bundesliga too. Lovely stuff. Thank you for watching this Hamburg rebuild here. Of course, we've been using Murph FM's perfect 4-3-3 formation. That'll be linked down below. It'll be in the cards. You can find it on screen in just a moment. So go watch that. Try to tactic out. Let me know in the comment section on that video what you thought of it. And of course, a thank you to Reese, who's done this rebuild with me for this video. Of course, as well, thank you to him. His links are down below. Go give him a follow on his socials and check his content out and stuff and whatever he's doing as well right now. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, of course, make sure you're subscribing to this channel and liking this video. Let me know in the comment section who you'd love to see on the next rebuild. I want to hear your thoughts and your ideas on who you want to see on these rebuilds. So thank you for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon.